to my digital media students. I'm going to show you how to rotoscope. So let me share my screen and explain better how this works. Rotoscoping is so much fun, and a lot of you saw in class the original person who rotoscoped and created Betty Boop and Superman, comic books, and also Popeye. So you can watch these two videos in the lesson plan. I also showed this one in class that shows where this rotomation skill can lead to. But I'll let you guys watch that on your own. And here are some examples from students in the past and also some ones that we found online of rotoscoping. And it's so fun because you can, when we get to the people part, you can become anybody you want. Whatever color hair you want, whatever you want to do. You can add jewelry and hair and hats and masks and all kinds of stuff. So this lesson plan is an older lesson plan. It's a little confusing the way they do this, so I'm not using this lesson plan. I'm going to teach it my own way in Pixlr. So that's what this video is for. So first of all, I want you guys to start with an animal or something else that's live. It could be a tree, a leaf, a cat, a dog, a car maybe, not that they're alive, but something tangible that's not a cartoon already, because I want to see if you guys can bring it into the cartoon world. We're not using people yet because that's a whole different lesson plan, different video. So anyway, if you have a cat or a dog at home, try to find a good picture or find one that is similar looking to your dog or your cat. That always helps too, because these are better. And when you go to the images, make sure you don't save the little thumbnail, that you save the larger picture here, okay? You want the pixels to be better. So right click, save that image, and make sure you pay attention to where you put it. So on your Chromebooks, a lot of times things go right to downloads. So you can just choose the download folder, know when it's there. You can choose documents, whatever you want. I'm going to choose desktop for mine. Now, I have my puppy. I'm going to go to Pixlr, Pixlr.com. Okay, this is a photo editor. It's a free Photoshop. It's so much fun. We're going to use E today. So go ahead and open up E. And then I want you to open your image. Remember, you can pause this video at any time. We'll just pause, watch it, pause, and then go do it. It's too much for one sitting. So watch, pause, do. All right, puppy, where'd you go? Desktop. Now, we're not going to trace directly on the puppy. In this project, that happens a lot. A lot of times kids will accidentally trace on top of the dog, and we don't want that to happen. So make sure you go to Layer, New Layer. And this is your tracing layer. It's just like a tracing piece of paper, and it's transparent. Now, you're going to grab a pen and change that pen to trail. You can play around with the other ones, but we'll use those more for shading and stuff later. Size 1. It's already on white here, so if you click on this little arrow here, switch colors. If you happen to hit the color by accident, you can just click down in the square somewhere where there's black and click OK. Now, the most important thing that graphic designers do is they zoom in right here. So this navigator tool is awesome. If you scroll up, you'll see this red square and you can move around. In order to do this project, it is really important that you zoom in. If you don't, it will be very hard, especially if you don't have a mouse. It's easier with a mouse if you have a mouse to add to your Chromebook. But if you don't, you need to zoom in there. And it's worth taking your time because you'll be shocked at how awesome the results are. This was made yesterday by one of my students in one class period, but she zoomed really far in to trace these kittens. Okay, back to Pixlr. So once again, you stay on this top layer. You do not touch this background layer. And I have it on trail, size 1. And I'm going to zoom in and start tracing. And you want to take your time. It's actually relaxing. Highly recommend you put on some good music, some meditation music. You want to really try to get as many details as you can in sections of the face. Now don't worry about these other parts yet, but we'll get to that too. So if I want to get over to this eye, I'm going to use the red square, upper right corner, to do that. And I also have the middle of my mouse, I have a scroll. And that's why I'm zooming in so easily. Control plus 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 will also zoom it in. Control minus minus minus. So I've been doing this a while, so I go probably faster than you will, but so there's the eyes for now. And now I can look here. Really close, you can go a lot faster. If you don't, you'll be frustrated. So let's say you're tracing along, and all of a sudden you go, achoo, and you sneeze. If you Control Z it, it all goes away and there goes all your work. But if you don't want to do that, you can grab the eraser tool because you're not actually on the puppy here, and just erase the parts that you need to fix. Or let's say I want to fix this part here and I can't Control Z it without getting rid of all my work, going back to my pen, and now I can fix it. And it's a lot of fun. So you just trace and trace and trace. If you see ads pop up, you can X them out. All right, there we go. Now, I'm going to open up a puppy that I've already traced, just so I can show you the progress that I've made on my puppy. Let's do this one. Nope, this one. So you can see that it's a checkered background. That means it's a PNG transparent background. We talk about those a lot in class here. Okay, so I'm going to start over just to show you all the steps one more time. Pixlr.com. Pick E. Open your image. Now, and then do layer, new layer. Instead of that, I'm going to actually bring in one that I've already been tracing. So I'm going to add an image as a layer so I can show you what I've been working on. So there's one of mine. Now let's say I've traced this for a while and I'm really excited about seeing what it looks like. So this is very important that you're careful with this, but you can, actually you don't have to unlock this. You can unclick the bottom picture. However, it's really dark. So what you can do is go to Edit, Preferences, and turn on Light Mode. I think it's French. Boom. And it gives you the lighter version of this tracing paper. And look at all this cool detail I have. And I see that I probably need more. And you can see I've added other colors in this one as well. And I'll show you that right now. So I'm going to click this back on, but make sure you're not on this layer. Because if you trace on the puppy, you're going to have to replace the puppy with the very first puppy picture and then start tracing again. So go back up to your top layer. And let's say we want to bring in some other shadows. So like when we work with people, we're going to be bringing in wrinkles in your shirt and stuff like that. So what you do is you take the pen and you can play around with this a little bit. I'm going to do sketchy. And I might even change it a little bit, not too much. And then this color's not going to work for me. So I'm going to grab the eyedropper and grab this color. And what's neat is you can even make it a little bit darker than the picture. Depends on what it is. And you can use a paintbrush, but I like to use the pen and bring in some of these things. But start with the black. The black works really well. And if you want to get to the whiskers or something like that, you can pick up the color of the whiskers with your eyedropper right here. I might even go a little lighter for these. Definitely want to have it on one for this. Sketchy might work. Let's see. Sketchy will make it a little sketchier. See how it's kind of like funky? Yeah, it's really fun. So you can play around with the different pencils, and it's not going to be perfect, but then again, you can always unclick this to check your work and see how you like it. So that is rotoscoping. Now, don't worry about filling in the colors yet. I'll make a second video for that. However, if you want to save this and you don't have time, you have to go help cook dinner or whatever, you need to go to File, Save. Do not save it as a JPEG or PNG. Normally we do save pictures that way, but that's a picture where all of the layers have now been compressed. They compress them. So now you can't get back into your tracing paper and it's all done. So we save it as a PXD. PXD stands for Pixlr document. In Photoshop, it's called PSD, which is Photoshop document. So you want to, what do you want to do? So since it's a Photoshop document, a Pixlr document, you want to save it as a PXD and click download. For some reason, oh, mine did work today. Interesting. Okay, it wasn't working earlier. So now it's down here in my downloads. And on your Chromebooks, it'll go into your download folder. So if you're in my class, you know that we have this imaginary dinosaur named Bob. He's not imaginary, he's real. He will eat your documents if you leave them on the computer. So my students have been trained to upload in their digital media folder, upload these documents or drag them in. Now, when you look at a PXD in your Google Drive, a lot of kids will be like, it doesn't open. Because when you click on it, it does this. Because you can't preview it in here because it can only be opened in Pixlr. But what's so cool is when you download it, you go back to Pixlr. Let's go back to Pixlr because I want to go work on it again. I have some time. And you click open. In my downloads, I'm going to open up this one that says the PXD. Now, see how it's a white thing and you can't see it? So you just have to pay attention. I want to open the PXD because there's the layers. And there it is with my layers intact. It's good to go. I can work on it again and I can save it again as a PXD and then go back and back and back. And then in the next video, when you guys are ready for it, I'm going to teach you how to color it in and do all the fun stuff. So I hope that you have a good time. I hope that you pick something that you really want to rotoscope, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.